sound like I need a beat. I can feel the bass, I can feel the heat. I can sing along.
Welcome everybody to my podcast, Mull It Over with Mondo. As you can see. Today we have a very special guest, Nalani, my daughter.
Hello. Hi, my name is Nalani. I'm here to join the podcast to have, I don't know, to just talk apparently, so.
Huh?
Just to talk, so I'm intrigued to see how this goes.
That's good. Well, I mean, you more than anybody knows that I love to talk.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so might as well. I'm like, everyone has their own channel. And I've said this before, this is not for like, oh my god, I'm gonna go viral. I'm not, that's not the point. But I figure that if I can talk, probably some people can listen. And if I can give any words of wisdom, that's what I'm gonna do. So, alright, so you're 13, right?
Yes, I am 13
Okay, you just turned 13. So, how do you think our father-daughter relationship is?
Oh my god, I think their relationship's pretty good. We're pretty open with each other. Not gonna lie, there are little things where it's like, oh, it's not that important to say. But it's pretty good. Like, big, important things I'm very open with. We talk a lot, and we'll always come to an agreement at the end. So I think we have a pretty good relationship and a very open that we always talk to each other. So I think it's a pretty good relationship.
Okay. Why do you think you have that with me though? Because not a lot of teenagers have that communication with their parents. You know, they're not that open with them. So what made me so special? Like, an example, you know, what made us so like the exception for many?
Well, to be honest, it's hard to say. It's like, I feel like because before I never had a person to communicate, even with like friends or anything, I communicate, but I don't know. It's like, I think with kids, it's like other kids, it's very hard for them to be open because they don't have that connection with their parents. They don't have that time with their parents. Or
What do you mean time?
like, because a lot of parents don't take the time to see their kids and like actually spend time with them, ask them how they're doing, have a serious conversation with them. And a lot of kids don't have that thing where it's like, oh, I'm gonna have a serious conversation. It's like, oh, yep, how was your day today? What'd you do? It was good. Like that's it, you know. It's very closed off, and parents don't push to ask, oh, well, what did you do? They're like, oh, okay, that's good. It's a very simple, good, that's over. So I think it's nobody actually tries. Kids don't try, which is on their behalf, which is wrong, and adults don't try as well, you know. But with our relationship, I feel like you're always like, oh, what'd you do? Like, what'd you do this time? What'd you do during this time? Well, were you all of that, you know? So you ask me questions, which is like, oh, okay, I have to answer them. So we always keep talking, and the conversation keeps going. And one way or another, we just lead to a conversation, and we just kind of keep talking, yeah. So.
And I think that in a sense that's like you got that from me, where it's like you can just
keep talking.
You can start talking, and it's crazy because your tía Cynthia, your tío Oscar, your tía Meli, like even Viva, like they'll catch themselves like, oh yeah, so today, and I was talking blah blah blah, and this and that, and you're like, oh yeah, and I with like Becky and this, and it's like, well, when you least expect it, you're like in a full blown like conversation about like gossiping about
exactly.
your guys' day. Mm-hmm. I get it, but it wasn't always like that.
No, of course not.
So
I don't. And that's something that I've always thought of it. Like, back then we didn't have a close relationship. We would spend time, of course, and we would have our time. It wasn't a very open, but we would still spend time. But I feel like, I don't know, now it's like you ask me more questions, and I don't know, I think your parenting has gotten better.
Better? Okay, better in what sense? Like communicating sense or what?
I think, I don't know, just open, being open. Like, we talk and you say your mind, I say my mind, you know, and we have our...
But I thought that we always had that. Where I would always tell you, like, hey man, like, you can tell me anything, you know, but I felt like you were more close to, like unsure about, like, should I tell them?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Which, that went through my mind. That goes through my mind a lot, you know, when we have our conversations. Like, when we have our serious conversations. Should I keep talking or should I not? But it's like, I don't know, I feel like I've learned, which is a bad and a good thing, but I've learned to speak my mind now. So I'm not scared or nervous or sad or emotional to say what I'm thinking. So now I just can kind of keep saying and having a more open conversation than before, like, oh, should I not? And I usually wouldn't.
Oh, what?
Huh?
Oh, what?
What?
You just cussing my...
No, of course not. I would never. I said, should I or should I not?
I cannot have profanity in this show. We're gonna have to edit that out, guys. What is one of the things that you would recommend kids your age, or even kids that are younger, like 10?
About what?
Like, just to have a better relationship, you know, with their parents. Like, let's say that a parent is struggling to communicate with their kids. Like, what would you recommend?
That's hard. I don't know. I think it's harder because...
If you can speak to yourself, to your 8-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
About, like just talking.
Like if your eight-year-old self would come now and tell you, like, hey, I'm having a hard time, like, opening up to my dad, because who knows, like, what he's gonna do or say.
I think I would say, don't be scared, because that's something that I had a problem with, even with my mom, with my friend, is that I was so scared that, I don't know, I was going to get in trouble for saying something, saying what I thought. And that's what I grew out of. I grew out of being scared, which could be a bad thing, because if you say too much, you can say the wrong thing too, you know? But at the same time, it's like, I can say what I'm thinking, and I'm not afraid to say how I feel, how I'm thinking. And I think that's something I would tell myself, is like, don't be afraid to tell the person you're talking to or the person you're trying to talk to. Tell them how you feel and the truth, because sometimes people need to know the truth. So
yeah, and one of the things I told you and I told my wife is we're not mind readers.
Mm-hmm, of course.
You know, like, you're not gonna read my mind. So if I come in a bad and I'm having a bad day, you know nothing about that, you know, and it's like, it's up to me to tell you, hey, I just had a really bad day. What does that do? It sets you up for, like,
okay.
I'm gonna go into my room and I'm just gonna
stay there all day, yeah.
You know, or if you know that if I'm snappy, like, really, dude, you know, you're like, I'm gonna just
back
like, yeah, I'm gonna back up, you know, and then later, you know, whatever, just kind of give them that space, you know. But if you don't communicate, I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
So whenever you're sad or when
mad,
she's sad, I'm like, I can't read. I'm not a mind reader.
Yeah.
So I need for you guys to tell me.
Of course.
You know. So we got that. So for our viewers out there,
what a big smile you have on, sir.
I know. It's probably like 2 or 3, and it's all family.
I know.
Which I have more than 3, 4 family members, but I'm sure the rest wouldn't wouldn't watch it.
No, they wouldn't.
But for those watching that don't know us, me and your mom are not together.
Yes.
So we split you in half.
I am a half.
Half.
I'm a half person.
Yeah. So half of the week you're with your mom, half of the week, and it's
Five.
literally right on half.
Yes,
Like
5
it's
days,
not
5
like
days.
we're not negotiating. We're not like trying to like, hey, I'm gonna stay a week here and a weekend over there, a week over here. No, it's like
Yes.
we literally split it on half. So, but I remember there was a time where you're like, I want to go, mom.
Yeah, and I still have those days sometimes. I did. I had one like 2 months ago, remember? I had one like 2 months ago where I was like, hey, can I stay one more day with my mom, remember?
No.
Okay, sure. But I remember I texted you and I was like, hey, can I stay, so if we don't have anything going on, it was like on a Friday thing, can I spend the overnight with my mom and you can pick me up in the morning? And it was, what did I text you? I texted you Friday morning, and you're like, well, we actually have something to do, so just, do you want to talk about something or something like that? And you're like, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, it's fine. So.
But before, like I remember it was like a big deal where you're like,
Oh yeah, like I wanted to spend more time with my mom. Like I just wanted to be with my mom. I don't know, like, and what? Yeah. I'm a mama's girl. I admit to that.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you more of a mama's girl or a daddy's girl?
Oh man, that's hard. I don't know.
Me and your mom know that you love us equal. But just between you and me and our viewers, that camera, this camera.
And the other camera, the other camera. Truly, I don't know. I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna be truthful and I'm gonna pick, but I don't know.
I picked the dog.
You have 3 dogs too.
I picked all 3 dogs. Because I don't know. It's because you guys all have a quality. Like you and me just like bond, and we're very, like, we can talk about anything. Like I said, we can talk for hours. But with my mom, it's different. Like me and my mom, we don't like we talk, and we talk. We always end up getting mad at each other. I know it's not a good thing.
I know. I'm like, are you trying to explain to us why you do like her or you don't like her?
No, like we always get mad at each other, but like we always, like, whenever we talk, like those are the serious conversations when we get mad at each other. But we talk a lot, we do, but we talk more about like gossip and all that. We talk about like, I don't know, school and cheese man, things like that, you know, girl things, I guess you could say. More girly things than my dad would understand.
But
And-
we talk about those stuff.
we don't very much talk about that.
Wow.
We talk about it, yes, of course we do. But I don't bring it up
Like
as
that
much
friend
as,
that you guys are no longer friends with.
oh my god, we're not talking about that, okay? Yeah, my mom knows why and all that.
I know why too.
Do you?
Yeah, you took. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
We're not gonna get into this, guys.
But yeah,
she does share these things with me.
sure. I share my drama with my dad. I do. I truly do. But I share more drama with my mom than my dad. I do. And with my mom, I'm more like not goofy, but goofy. Cause I'm like crazy with my dad, and I'm weird. With my mom, like we're very playful, and I'm very cuddly with my mom, I guess you could say. So yeah. Like it's both, because with my mom I'm very cuddly and we talk a lot about cheese man and all that. With my dad it's like we hang out a lot and we talk seriously. So it's different. It's 2 different great sides.
Alright, I'll take it.
Yeah, take that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, take the compliment.
Okay, so, but what made you change your mind? Because I'm sure that there was a time where you would rather be more with your mom.
Yeah.
You know? So what made you change your mind?
I don't know. I think what changed my mind is.
Or what made you not hate me for not letting you go with your mom? Because there was a time where I was like, no, dude, like, I get to see you half of the time. It's not, like, this is my time to be with you. You know, even if we're in the house, like, not doing anything. And you hate those days when we were doing
Yes, I do.
Like, that's, like, I feel like that's my time. And, you know, like, I don't get to see you out every time, every day. Like, your mom gets to see you. This is my time, you know. It's a little selfish, but at the same time, it's like,
Yeah, of course.
you need two parents.
Yeah.
You do. You know, you need two parents.
I have a man dog and a woman dog. They can take care of me. I'm joking. But I don't know. I just think like I don't really understand that because it's like I just think one day I was just like okay. And I think you've gone a long way from then, and like even your parenting had changed. You know, your parenting has changed from over the years. Every year it's either I'm gonna say it's better. Your parenting's better every year. So
okay, again. So what would you tell like let's say like one of your friend's little brother, and he's like, oh yeah, like I don't want to be with my dad. Like I would rather be with my mom, you know, and he or she only wants to be with their mom or one parent.
I would kind of get mad because I don't think that's fair. Knowing now how you felt and understanding it more than I did is it's not fair to one of the parents because it's like they love you too, even if you don't see it. You don't have to see it, but they love you and they want to spend time with you. So it's like they miss you when you're not with them. So it's like, how is that fair that you rather be with one parent? What does that show that parent? That you don't want to be with them, and that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. And I mean, what sucks the most, and that's a thing, like, that's between me and your mom, that, why I can't see you 100% of the time, or why she can't see you 100% of the time, but,
and I also think it's like, also you have to be like, if you don't want to be with one side of the parent, it kind of ties into the communication as well. It's like, tell your parents why. There has to be a reason. There has to, you know. They can't just be like, well, I just want to be with my mom just because.
Well, so what if they say like, I have more fun with my mom. Like we don't do anything here.
But I would try to explain to them if it has to do with money, let's say, right?
Okay.
Explain that. That you don't have to tell them your finances, but explain little things.
As the adult, you would have to like kind of dumb it down.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, or explain to the child, or if you can do something, be like, well, why is the fun over there? What do you do over there? Ask the child why they have fun, why they enjoy being over there, and what kind of fun things they do. So if it's like, let's say, making crafts, buy a little kit from a store and have a full day of just going to the park, making crafts, having a little picnic, something that they have fun with, kicking the ball around at the park, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. What was the biggest struggle for you?
With what?
Yeah, I mean, just like being brought up by two different parents, two different houses, two different. I'm sure we're totally different between you.
Oh my god, yes. What?
Of course, we're two different people.
I know, but like very, 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 very different. Not even closely alike. Just saying. Not even close. Not even close. You're like the complete opposite. Day and night. Dark light. But I don't really like. I don't know how to like explain it. I don't know. It's like I think the hardest thing was just having two parents, because before
having two parents.
Yeah, or having
I'll edit that out.
To having two different homes. having two different homes. It's like back in the day, my brain, which I know this isn't true because every home has its challenges, but in my brain I was like, oh, perfect family, you know, like being able to have both parents in the same house, not arguing, being okay with each other, trying to be there, having family time, having those picnics all together, going to the park, going to parties all together, you know, being that perfect, you say, family, right? It's like that was a pretty big challenge. It's like I wanted that. And I only saw, how you say it, like the Instagram photo. I didn't see what was behind it with other kids' families. Like they get to have all their brothers and sisters.
Explain to them what that is.
What I mean by like Instagram is like with Instagram you have all your filters and all of that, and it's like I have, let's say I'm about to take a selfie, right? I have all this acne, so I can just put a filter on and it goes away. So it's like you have that photo and you only see one side, but behind that camera there's a whole different story behind it. And I only saw that post with kids, you know. I would see their family, their dad and their mom picking them up from school, them talking about how they're going to go on a family trip. I never saw what was behind that. So I think that was a pretty big problem too. Like that was what I didn't like. And something else that bothered me, and I still kind of have this with everybody, but like, was I would take, my mom would overshare with me. She still kind of does, but not as much. You would too, you know?
I would not.
Yes, you would.
I would not.
Yes, you would. But like, with that, it was like, and then I would hear arguments. My mom would tell me arguments that happened.
Not from me.
Arguments were never from my dad. I never heard arguments that, it was all from my mom. Like she would tell me like, oh, I had this argument with your dad, and I would try to fix it. I would tell my mom, why don't you text my dad? And I'm that kind of person that tries to fix a problem that has nothing to do with me. Now I'm learning that I can fix the problem without being attached to the problem. But back then I was attached, so if my mom was mad at my dad, I would be mad at my dad. If my dad was mad at my mom, I would be mad at my mom. Without knowing the complete story sometimes, you know?
What made you grow out of that?
I just think what made me grow out of it was a big problem that we had, a big fight, and it was like, I remember.
Between who?
Between you and Vila.
Me and Vila?
Yeah. And I remember you were talking to me and you were like, what was it called? Oh my God, explaining yourself to me, why you were mad and all of that. And I was fine with it, and I was giving you advice and whatnot. And Vila, she had gone home, right? And she was home, or she went to the hotel or something like that. And I remember you were telling me, because we were on our way to Cali, and you were telling me all of this, and I was explaining, and you couldn't see that I was mad or anything, but truly I was mad because you felt a certain way. You felt a certain way, and that made me mad that you had to feel like that. It wasn't my problem at all, but since you felt like that, that brought that on me without you trying it, and without me wanting it, but I got mad, and I went home when you were at work, and I talked to her, and I told her all of these things. Why I was so mad at her, and why I didn't want her, and why I was so mad, and all of this. And at the end, we had a talk and everything, and that talk went from, you need to stop putting your feelings into other people's problems. And I don't remember who it was, but somebody told me, they were like, you can help with problems. It's fine. Whatever. It's hard to get out of that. But stop putting your emotions and making yourself attached to that problem. You know? It's not good to get involved in other people's problems, of course, but it's also worse.
It just goes to show how
Yeah.
easy you are to talk to, you know? And do you think that there's situations where, like other kids, where their parents are like, ay, mijo, I miss you so much, like, I wish you could stay, you know, like, I'm gonna miss you, I'm gonna miss you, I'm gonna miss you. And so that kid goes with their dad, and now she's like, man, I mean, how is my mom gonna feel? I'm not there. Like,
Exactly. Like
she's gonna miss me. Like, my dad doesn't tell me, like, he misses me so much that, like my mom does. So my mom needs me because she's the one that's expressing, like, so much.
Of course, and that brings on, like, I have to be with my mom. Because if not, she's gonna feel this way. And I feel like some kids sometimes take on responsibility that parents shouldn't be giving their kids. Is like, I feel this way, don't do this. I remember there's a situation that happened where my mom was like, well, the right thing to do is to go to church. And she's like, you can do what you want. It's your choice. I won't be mad. But it's better to go to church. And she's like, I paid for it and everything. And I was like, and in my brain, it took me about like 2 days to figure out. Because I felt bad because I was like, well, my mom's spending money. It's not fair to my mom. She paid for this. She did this. But at the same time, I really wanted to go to the other thing, you know? And at the end, I came to a sense where it was like, that's not fair. Like, I'm picking what I want to pick. My mom's going to feel this way. Yeah, it's going to suck. But you said it was my decision, so it's going to be my decision, you know? Like, you can't tell a kid it's their decision, but try to convince them to pick your decision.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes, like, it's not the kid's responsibility to do that, but I feel like they should, like you said, be able to speak your mind. You know, don't leave anything in, like, I feel a certain way, so I'm not gonna say because I don't want to hurt their feelings or anything. Like, try to explain how you feel, because only like that, the parents gonna know, like, oh, it's not like I did say that it was your decision.
And exactly, and I think that's something else that kids, it's hard to understand, is that you can speak your mind without being rude. There's a line. Like, I remember somebody complimented me about that. Like, yeah. So I remember I told her, I was like, yeah, I was talking to my dad and I said this. She's like, I love that about you. And I was like, what? And she's like, that you tell people the truth, but you don't make it sound rude. You don't sound rude. You tell them the truth, but you make it sound not rude, you know? And I'm like, oh, thank you, you know?
Where'd you get that from?
From myself. My personal trait. Only my trait. I created that. All me.
I get no credit for this.
No credit. Zero. -1.
Huh?
-1.
-1. I get points taken away.
Sorry.
Alright, we're gonna take a little break. I got some business to take care of. But no, yeah, you're right, and I know it's hard, and it's like I was just talking to Vila about this yesterday, and I've told you this a million times. Like, it's easy for people to say, like, well, it's because you have it easy. You have it easy. You have it easy. You know, it's easy for you to say. It's easy. And it's like, no, dude, like, we struggled. We struggled a lot. You know, I remember those times where, you know, like, you would struggle, you would fight with little girls in school. You would get in trouble with the teachers and the principal, and would be there in teacher conferences, or you would talk back to your mom. You didn't want to listen. Like it's not easy.
Yeah,
you know,
and I feel like that has to do with. That's what people see. That's what a lot of people see, even in the real world, is that Instagram filter. It's like, oh, well, I see that cool car you have. Oh, well, I see that nice jacket you have on. Well, I see those nice shoes you have. So that must mean you live good. That must mean this. That must mean that. But it's like, do you really know what it took for me to get here? Do you really know the story behind that?
Mm-hmm. And it's like the perfect example I'm giving you is the whole working out stuff. Like, it's not easy at all. Like, me, I love to sleep in. I love to get sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it doesn't seem like it, because I'll go to the gym late at night, or we'll go to CrossFit, or like,
yeah,
you know, like, it's not easy
it's not,
for me.
But you're able to.
But I'm able to do it. You know, like,
it's hard. It's really hard.
yeah, like, people don't understand how hard it is. Like, people say, like, oh, it's because it's super hard. Like, yeah, I'm the one doing it. Like, when I want to go take a nap, you know, I force myself to go and do it. I force myself to go off
No,
my
because
road.
I could just sleep in all day. I could. I really could.
So, but it's easy for people to say, like, it's easy for you guys to say, and it's like, no, dude, we've had our struggles, like, we've been there, and the reason why we're here talking about it is because, like, maybe you're going through that, and you don't know how to get out of it. This is how we got out of it,
Yeah.
and if it took us 4 years to get out of it, hopefully it takes you 2 years, like, whoever, the
Learn
next
from
person.
people's mistakes, yeah.
Yeah. So, was there ever a point where you were unhappy with yourself?
What do you mean, like, just emotionally?
Emotionally, like, you just didn't like who you were, like what the things you did, like the friendships you had, or
Yeah.
you were unhappy with like your face.
I got your face, so it's okay.
When
Of course, yeah. I think a lot of that happened in elementary, which is very young, but was like starting 3rd, 4th grade
why?
to 5th grade. Because, well, first thing is that I cared a lot about what people thought. So, if somebody said I didn't like what you were wearing, I would more likely wouldn't wear that again. That's why I complained so much, is because
That's the reason why you complain so much?
is because when my tia, let's say, tried to dress me in something I didn't like or I didn't think people would like, no, I don't want to wear that because I know somebody's going to say something. And I didn't like that, I know, and it's like, it's not a good thing to have, a habit, but I cared a lot about what people thought. And that's something that I feel more than last year, I know, but a lot this year, is that I don't care anymore, like, and that's why my mom was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, and I was like, I don't care what people think anymore, because it's like, except important people that their opinion actually matters. But besides kids at school that, to be honest, I'm probably never going to see them again after 8th grade, don't matter, So it's like, that was something really hard. And then having that fact of wearing something like that, or trying to be cool or whatnot, and somebody bullying you, which was something else hard. And then not liking how you looked, and then I don't know, having like something I didn't really like was when I didn't like, what was it, therapy. I don't know, it was just really weird.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Why?
I don't know, I just felt very...
Which one? Because for our viewers, you've been to a handful of them.
Therapists, yeah.
Or counselors too.
Not okay.
But which time?
I think the
last time?
the latest time.
What? Is it for real? I thought you
It
did
was
that.
okay, but I didn't really. Also, I kind of didn't want to go back because it was. I don't know. It made a lot of people feel uncomfortable, and I'd rather me just talk to somebody one-on-one, because, to be honest, was something that made me mad, and you didn't, and nobody knows this. Nobody knows.
I know this. I know this.
Do you?
Okay.
It's about you and my mom. Is that you guys made that session about
ourselves.
you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
like
100%. Yeah, and that's why I was gonna tell you, like.
And then it sucked because it's like my mom started crying, and it's like, seriously, man. And then I
You're
started
stealing my thunder, Mom?
kind of, but it's like, I know this sounds really mean. It's like, man up kind of thing. It's like, I know it sounds really, really mean, but it's like,
I might edit that out too.
it's like, you've gone through things, but it's not you right now. This isn't your
Yeah,
time.
this isn't about you right
This
now.
isn't about you. If you need to go to therapy. But like, do that on your own time.
Yeah, this is my time.
If y'all want to go to therapy, go ahead. But then you know, my therapist, I don't know, I just felt like I was pushed out of my comfort zone more than I wanted to be with talking to Rafael too. Like, I was pushed out of my comfort zone about that. And then I feel like it didn't make the situation easier, because me telling him things, and the fact that he didn't even want to be there was like, and then I know that he didn't like, or he it didn't feel good of what I told him, knowing those things that I've had and he's never known since I was 11 years old, 12 years.
Oh yeah, at least on the flip side, like you were able to at least say it.
Yeah, of course.
Like it's better to say it than not say it, but I get what you mean. Like,
and then
you think you hurt him?
Yeah, I do. I truly do, and especially putting him through that because I understand.
And again, for those that don't know, Rafael is her stepdad.
Yes, and I feel like because he's also gone through his fair shares and he used to go to therapy, like he doesn't like therapy, which I'm okay with because a lot of people aren't, but something.
I feel like therapy does help them. And a lot of people are too machistas to go and actually give it a fair shot.
But it doesn't though. It really doesn't because, like, I've gone to therapy so many times.
Look at you now. You're a bright girl.
Yeah, but that's because we didn't. If we kept going to therapy.
No, but throughout the years you had your fair share of therapists and counselors.
Of course.
That you made up with,
And I don't know. I just feel like therapists and counselors, their job is to know why you feel this way.
That's not their job. No.
Yeah, it is though. They get paid to talk to you.
Yeah. It's different to try to guide you towards a certain time of your life. Try to, I'm sure that. When and if I ever post or submit this to YouTube, I'm gonna get like a bunch of like people be like, "Hey, that's not what this is for." But my interpretation of it is, you go there, you talk to somebody, and whatever, like what I tell people is, what does it hurt to go talk to somebody? Like the bare minimum, like let's say that. Because I've heard your tios be like, hey, I'm gonna spend, $80 to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, at the bare minimum, you got to talk to somebody. But if you're talking to me, and you're like, or if I'm talking to you, you're my therapist, and I'm like, no, pues, I'm just pissed off today. I was gonna go to Cali, but my job this, my job that, and I was talking to my kids, and you know what? I just ended up canceling the whole thing because of my job and this, and then you're like, well, this is like the 10th time that you mentioned your job. Let's talk about your job.
Yeah, but okay, 95, and this is from my experience. But a lot of the times you go to therapy because of something that happened, right?
Or something that's happening, an emotion, a feeling, a thought,
But mainly something that happened, or because or something that's going on with you that. You can't, your parents can't figure out what to do.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so why would you go as an adult?
That's what I'm saying, because you're going through something. You're going through a challenge which you can't even figure out how to fix because you're a grown adult. So you're going to go to another grown adult that's going to try to help you.
A professional.
Sure.
Because it's their job. They go to school to try to, see the triggers that you have.
Okay, at least for me, every time, 95% of the time I went, it was for a reason. It was because something
100%, yeah. But even if it wasn't though, like me and your mom had talked that we wanted you to go back, and we don't think you need it, but it's always good to have that, like the lamp pad. Yeah, like you would have like a big sister mentor kind of person that you can talk to,
Yeah, but first of all, like, what are they gonna do?
It's not about doing anything. Like they're not there to solve your problems. Like if it's someone that is seeing your picture from an outside view that could probably pinpoint what might help in your situation. Like I said, if you know that something is bothering and you can't resolve it, then yeah, you can go and kind of talk it out. I don't know if it's happened to you. And then again, as you grow older, you're gonna find that out. You have a problem, and then you say the problem out loud, and then you're like, oh, I found a solution. I know what to do now.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like I can solve my problems, and this isn't a good thing. I'm about to say something. is that I can solve my problems either by myself, or I could just push them down and never remember them again.
But they come out.
Not always. If you truly like,
You're 13. You don't know.
well, I know from
Like, because we were just talking about, like, and again, we're not going to get into it, but the whole Rafa situation. He had something in it that he buried it. He didn't, like, he would have episodes once in a while where you saw him, but it wasn't something to bring up because it wasn't so often, but it came to a point where it had to be brought up. It had to be questioned. But if you would have taken care of it back then when you needed it, you wouldn't have blown up or done things, said things, like so.
But even then, I put myself emotionally into that. I put myself emotionally into that. And that was something that I messed up. And you could say, yeah, it affected you too, and it did. But it shouldn't have. It wasn't my situation. So I shouldn't have let my mom or him get in the way of me and his relationship or anything like that.
I understand, but sometimes like things affect you. Things have consequences, So if someone does something, and it doesn't have to be directly to you, like, like if my mom and Ellie get into an argument, I am gonna feel bad. I'm gonna feel like, man, I need to go fix it. I need to do something to help them out. Now it's affecting me because now that's stress on me. They're not telling me to be in their problem or in their argument, whatever.
And that's on you.
I understand that, but we're humans. We have feelings. Like, we're not perfect, So these are things that happen, It's like you experience a death of a friend, and you're like, well, don't feel that way. You're like, dude, I'm sad. Well, don't feel sad. So my thing is, it helps. Hopefully when you're older you don't need it, but if you want, I hope that you have the courage to go talk to somebody, because it helps people talking. It gets them talking. A lot of people keep that, like you said, keep that in them, and it's like, it's no bueno, dude.
It's not a good thing, but it's not a bad thing either.
It is. Like, trust me. Like you should never hold anything like inside. Say what you say. Like, I know that like it hurts people.
But also, let's say every kid actually said and didn't have that tolerance or whatever of not being rude, and said absolutely everything they needed to say to their parents. Absolutely everything, right? And said everything to their parents. Just because they were holding it down for so long and never told them, and it finally came out, how do you think the parents would feel?
Like crap.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, but it's gonna come out sooner or later. Either that, or you're gonna create this like this little bubble inside of you where you're like, sooner or later it's gonna affect you with your kids, your spouse, your friendships, or even come back to your mom and dad. Like, it's gonna bite you in the butt sooner or later. So my thing is, why not just be straight up from the beginning and be like, hey man, this is how I feel. I know that it's gonna hurt you, but I don't like for you to tuck me in at night no more. I'm 13, and it's like
That's gonna come in like a year or two. What? I'm joking.
You better be.
Okay.
Okay, but
we're erasing that. Okay.
I know we're gonna edit that.
We're gonna edit.
But you have to, like, it's super hard, like, to be truthful and
But
hurting people that you love. But it's like, hey man, like, I'll tell you now rather than you finding out later.
Exactly, and I would tell people, and I have. I've told Vila how I felt before. I've told you how I felt before.
I'm your dad though, so I really don't care.
That's a lie. That's a freaking lie.
No, but and again, this is just for the viewers. Like I've told you this before. Like I'm a parent first, and I'm a friend second. You know, so it's like you can hate me all you want. You know, like my job is to raise you. My job is to push you to be better. And once you turn 18,
Okay.
if you want my help, I'll give you my help. But
You said that it's good to tell your parents everything, right? It's rather than to just stay inside, right? But what about the situation? I'm not going to get into detail either, but the situation, I went to my tournament and Vila wanted to talk to, because one of her sisters wanted to tell, what's his name? Oh my God, Michael. Remember, they wanted to tell, and you're like, why would you tell him that? It would destroy a parent if a kid really told him all of that.
yeah. You should, 100%. Yeah.
So you rather the parent be destroyed and tell them absolutely everything.
But it's because at their point, and again, it's just a different. Just hold it. It's there. You know, and the more time that it passes, the more hurtful it is. And it's come to a point where it's like, now it's really hurtful. Really, you waited 20 years to tell me this? 20 years. You know, you're about to get married. And you spent 20 years. You lay that on me like, it sucks, dude.
So you rather me tell you the minute after it happened?
No, not the minute.
Or like the day after?
Just try to find the right time to say it, you know, like.
Then wait 10 years for
Yeah.
me to tell you.
Because again, I'm not expecting for you to tell me, like, if I'm in a meeting, you know, or if I'm at work, you call me and be like, oh, you know, so. Just find the right time, you know, we're back from whatever it's, I'm tucking you in, or we're having dinner, and you're like, hey, I just want to have a conversation. I've done that with you and Vila before. Even when I have to like accept it when I'm wrong, and I'm like, hey, I have something to say, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do accept when I'm wrong.
Sometimes.
And I do apologize as well. I do.
Yeah, you too. It's just funny.
So, in short, because we got to wrap it up. You would tell parents to spend more time with their kids.
Yeah, of course, because kids are very closed off, especially with phones nowadays. Especially.
So what do you recommend for parents?
I just recommend try to reach out, and if they kick back, don't let them control you, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Because I feel like, let's say you try to go up to your kid, and like I said with the whole, like, how was your day? How was your day, sweetheart? It was good. Oh, okay. No, be like, no, give me detail. What did you do your first period? What did you do your second? You know, like, don't let them just be like, it's okay.
Would you recommend for them to go to the school?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Really? You didn't like it?
Oh, it was okay, but kids were really annoying.
Oh, I mean, kids are
That's just always, yeah, of course. But, I don't know. I think it was okay because it was kind of fun having you there. But at the same time, it was like, yeah, he's kind of there, you know? So it was...
Would you recommend,
okay.
you don't recommend parents to go and just...
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah, to help out and be there.
Because I went to your elementary and
Yeah, you've gone to middle school last year, you went to and you played. But if you're going to go, you have to be kind of engaged. You can't just sit in the corner with your phone just watching your child, or just on the corner with your phone.
That's what I did.
I know, exactly. No, but like you were also no, hold on, let me explain.
Okay, go ahead.
You can't just sit in the classroom and just be on your phone and say you're just there to be there. You're not even looking at your child.
I see.
Or how you did. You engaged with my friends kind of thing.
Yeah.
You engaged with the students. Not saying you liked them very much,
Yeah.
but you still engaged with them. You still engaged with them, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of being that parent who just sits there and stares at the kids like you're about to kill them, you know?
Because I was on my phone and I was like towards the corner. I saw what you're taking.
Or like I said last year, you played with my friends, you know? It's like, that's cool, you know? And so I think you would just have to, and don't, like I said, don't let the kids push you, because even without them giving you an attitude or something like that, they're still pushing you with just saying, okay, you just taking that, you know?
how important is extracurricular activities like going to a park, playing soccer, going for a run, going to the gym?
I think it's very important because I'm gonna say this. I like and dislike very, very much both the gym and all of that because it's tiring. I don't want to be there when I get there. I hate it. I hate it. Like a perfect example is Timamook. I hated going up the hill, but when I got up there, it was beautiful. It was so beautiful, and then coming down when you feel the air, it's beautiful.
And we talked the whole time down.
And you talk the whole time down because the whole time down is super easy.
Yeah.
So it's a mountain, but when you're coming down, it's a nice mountain, you know.
Oh yeah, this mountain. If you guys have a chance to Google it,
Timamook Hill.
Timamook Hill, Tumomoc Hill.
H-I-L-L. Like that. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, Google it. It's a pretty intensive. It all depends. You can walk it. It's pretty easy. You can like fast walk it. That's what we did. Like we got to a point where at the end, like
we would sprint.
We would jog it up and then sprint. So.
But like at the end, or like even with the gym thing, like me and my dad wake up at 4:30 in the morning and go to CrossFit. And it's hard waking up in the morning, you know, it's hard to do all of that. First of all, but the reason it's good is because...
Super hard.
It's super hard, yeah. But the reason it's good is, first of all, it keeps you healthy longer.
Yeah.
It does, it really does. It's good for your health, it's good for all of this, instead of eating a bag of Takis on the couch watching TV, you know? Or your munchies. It's really good for you, and you feel great after. 95% of the time. And even you can even treat yourself with something. Like, and it doesn't have to be a full bag of Takis, like a whole bag, eat it in 1 hour, you know? Have like, eat a portion size. Go get an acai bowl. Like me and my dad love those. And though that is our treat. It's a very healthy treat, but we love it. Like, it's a minimal treat. But it's so good, and that is one of our favorite things to get, you know? But it's like, there's always another side to it, you know? So, and whenever I go to the gym, it's like, I don't want to be there in the beginning. But then I start getting it. We start playing music. It starts becoming fun, you know? So you just have to find the reason you like it. And it's really good to exercise, you know? Even if it's going out and playing soccer, you know? Or me and my dad love playing soccer in the rain. I freaking love it.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you can, if you like, let's say, playing soccer, playing football, let's say, a bunch of people, like, NFL players, they chose that job because they liked it, you know? And that's a great exercise. But you enjoy it, you know? Find something you enjoy that will boost your health and make you feel good, you know? So.
What about, okay, we got a couple minutes. Like 3 minutes. Your future. What do you recommend for people? Like, tell them a little bit about what you have planned in your future, what you want.
I'm a very not organized, but set person. I have goals, very, very particular goals, but they're still goals. Like, my goals are to get into NYU.
For what?
I want to be a pastry chef, but I want to get a business degree so I can open a business and then like master in pastry and all of that. You know, there's like schools that's 2 years or even a year where you learn all of that, you know. So find a big school, which is one of my goals, is to get into good school, you know, even get a free ride scholarship. That's my main goal, which is a very hard goal, but it's a pretty big goal, you know. Open my restaurant and then just be able to like live on how I live, you know. It's like live on not my own, but be able to know that I can take care of myself, you know? Like, have my goals and try your hardest, even if I don't fulfill them, you know? Make sure I tried everything I could to fulfill them, and, you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know?
Yeah, like you said, the probabilities of you staying friends with your middle school or high school friends now are slim. You're probably going to have, you know, a handful of friends that you still talk to after school, after high school. So, like, don't get stuck up. Like, and again, are hung up on those friends. And again, correct me, like your mentality. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like friends have a lot of influence on kids.
Yes.
You know, I know that had on me, and thanks to my best friend. My best friend got a full ride scholarship. My older brother, he had a high GPA when he graduated high school, so he's extremely smart, and that motivated me. The amount of people I still talk to are slim. There's a handful that I still talk to, but like I've told Nalani, is the odds of you marrying the boy that you're dating in high school are slim.
Yeah.
The chances of you marrying the boy that you're in college are slim.
And something I've learned is like, and this is not for every person in the world, but a lot of people, they suck. People are mean. They can just act however they want, you know. A lot of people don't care how it's gonna make you feel, as long as it makes them feel like, oh yeah, I just said that, I'm cool. That they're fine with it, you know. And it's like, yeah, like even as adults, like, tell me, you haven't lost friends as adults, you know. Friends aren't gonna make or break your world because they're gonna leave you. It's like and if you think that best friend in elementary is gonna stay with you until you're in college, that's not gonna happen. I've had three main best friends, and my first best friend, like my mom knew her mom, like they were tight. I used to spend almost every night at her house, like we were very close, and because I thought we were so close, I ignored a lot of signs of like, oh, things that she did to me, like made me feel bad, you know. So it's like, make sure you don't miss those signs just because you think they're your best friend. And she didn't last. They don't last. So it's like, and like my dad said, most friends you find them after high school, and true people, you know.
So keep that in mind, everybody. That, and she can correct me if I'm wrong. I tell everybody, pursue what makes you happy, find what you're good at, and go for it, man. Take chances. Your 20s is the years for you to mess up. You know, do what you got to do. And I told her if she wants to, if there is any way that she can go to school for bakery in France, I will support her. And so
yes.
we're gonna do whatever it takes to support her dream. You know, obviously we do want to guide her, because we don't want her just to go to the whatever bakery and start working there. No, it just helps you. It sets you up for the future, for success. I don't want you working, you know, at a 9 to 5, you know, where someone's telling you what to do, and you have like, you have to make ends meet, because, you know, like, it's
a hard situation to be in.
In pretty much in a shitty situation.
And if you, yeah, I agree. If you can do something, do it. If it's better for you and it's gonna make things easier, it's gonna be a hard thing to do. But if it's gonna benefit you, do it.
Parents, talk to your kids. Hopefully, you're able to have those communication. Talk to them about what they want to do, and what makes them happy, and support them, help them out, you know, take them out, pretty much twist their hand to talk, have that communication. I'll let you all go. A little quote that my sergeant taught me: be better today than you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than you are that. Be better tomorrow than you were today. All right, y'all. I should edit that out. Let's start it again. Love you all. And I'm sure this is the first of a couple interviews I will be having with this little girl. That was so nervous now. It's the longest conversation that we've had. An hour. Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.
Mull it over with Mondo.